Oh, here we go again. Infinity. One of our
Going down south.
going down to Florida. They had the Orlando Regional last weekend, and
Yep.
I gotta say, the content that everyone's been putting up on the internet from Texas, from Florida, from we had a bunch of Atlanta Quest stuff coming out in California. I feel spoiled this year. This feels like one of the best years for content coming out from these early season shows and these early regionals and stuff, but it's been great. Well, minus for the Mex, but we're not going to beat that horse in this video. That's all I'll say about that. There is, I think Pearl Adams was actually recording some stuff.
Yeah, they're sponsors and Sabian.
So hopefully we get to see some stuff from that. But you and I watched this weekend. It was Indianapolis and Houston. Some of the Scholastic World High Schools, Independent World groups, a couple of the Independent Open. Did you watch any Scholastic Open groups or just the?
I didn't get to. I started with PIO today and made it. Yeah.
So checking everything out, saw a bunch of groups, saw Monarch on the floor for the first time, saw Rhythmic Force on the floor for the first time. But we'll talk about that more in the midseason podcast. We're here today to watch some Infinity Percussion from the Orlando Regional, like I said earlier. But this is Aged Out Reacts. We're the two hosts of the Aged Out podcast, Michael Fantini and
Evan Worrell.
And comment, like, subscribe, share the video, Facebook, Instagram, give us a follow over there. Never miss any updates on what we're doing with the show and the podcast and YouTube channel and all that stuff. AgedOutPodcast.com. Grab a shirt or sticker. Aged Out Fundamentals. Those play-along tracks. I'm telling you. Link in the description. They'll help you get your students to use them. It's good stuff. All right, I think I hit everything. Fundamentals, website. Patreon.com or the join button here on YouTube. If you just want to support us financially for as little as 99 cents a month, helps us get to finals and back, all that stuff. All right. Excuse me. Let's go. Let me switch over to, this video. The 5S1 Marching Arts, Calvin. Go subscribe. Link to the visual video description if you don't want to hear us talk throughout and give some analysis and reactions to it. But what?
Which is an option. I always crack up people say, I can't hear because you're talking. I'm like, well, that's kind of the point right now.
I will say, we do get that comment occasionally, but what that always tells me is when we do get that comment on an Instagram reel or a YouTube short or one of these videos, it means the video is breaking out from our audience. So I'm okay with it.
There was 2 this week. It was cracking me up. I was like, well,
yeah.
Click the link in the description to watch without me.
One day you'll remember this moment.
Their show's called Devu, for anyone that's
which is like a French term for basically when I Googled it, it was like these memories will mean more later. It's kind of like a hindsight 2020, like,
Yep.
Not really sure how much of an impact things have on you at the time sometimes.
And it'll mean something very different.
Literally perfect. Time.
WGI is proud to present Infinity.
Bird whistles.
Very ambient.
Those are fun to use, like the real ones.
Yeah.
I think they're sampling those, but like the actual bird whistles are fun. You need water, so it...
Nice aggressive attack to start off there. Cool. Bold. Some quick permutation work.
Yeah. Some very spread octave work.
2/3. Good
Big
cold
contrast
to
in those
battery.
rolls.
Yeah. Just already very. I'll back up to where the battery comes in, and I'll
that rolls start out like at the edge. Yeah. Just a lot of contrast dynamically.
I'll add to that what you just said there. Pay attention to the concert snare by this marimba player in front of the camera. He times some pretty sick stuff with the battery behind him.
Just cording up triplets.
And the isolated notes after too, the 2 or 3 left. Before I'm gonna back up one more time and we're gonna let it play farther in, but it can't be understated, we'll put it that way. To have your battery after you transition from the lot, all that stuff onto the floor, and the first thing they play is a low, not a tap roll, like just a straight roll.
Yeah.
That crescendos like that. That's it's bold because your hands are probably a little colder from the lot. They haven't played yet on the floor, and you're starting with that. So it's a bold strategy. And the roll here, you can hear it. The first roll they play is good. So good for them. Oop.
Not far enough.
There we go.
Here we go.
And I will let this go farther this time.
Good touch with the Kurtalis too.
Oh, nice bass.
Yeah.
They crescendoing into the snare entrance, the roll.
Yep. It's kind of like dotted rhythm.
Like a
Split work.
Yeah, split part. Great roll from the
Ooh,
snares.
nice.
Great roll.
When they brought the roll back up, changed the meter. Nice. Good timing of the sample patch too. All those jumps.
Handle
Back
like a
and
pair of
forth.
little rolls well.
Yeah. The fast grandmas.
Love that. That was a very quick, dense moment.
Yeah.
I'm going to back up and get that again.
The left hand just kind of stays like consistent.
But they went from like accenting the left to not back and forth to add an extra layer of difficulty.
It's like alternating Grandma Hertha, Grandma Hertha. Yeah, listen to Cisco. Let's go.
Those dotted rhythms, well handled. Oh, did you hear the keyboards up front?
Yeah.
In the middle of that quad phrase? I'm going to back up to point that out. There's a part.
Yeah, I did.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say too, with all that, like there's like a lot of little quick burst motions, like left with the scrapes and stuff, going like 1 to 2, 1 to 2. Look at it on the quads there. I just hit my mic punching it.
You're good. And just focus on the quad line and listen up front. They jump. I don't know if it was a xylo or something came in the middle of that for like a 16th note rhythm that was just really well placed.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a silo. A little bit more acrylic sounding.
Right there. And again on the finished phrase.
Ooh. It's an interesting way to change the feel without changing the rhythm. Going from the 4s to 3s.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Go from that quarter note feel to the dotted eighth.
That's cool how the bongos there lined up with the snare line in the back. The trade-off snare to quad.
Yep. This is that same section.
Yeah.
With the egg beaters. We'll really get to hear the front to back with this tenor moment in the keyboards.
That was cool there too with the marimbas with the bass line too at the end of that phrase.
So it's full
Yeah, it's
front.
like full boards.
Hey, space. Dude.
That breath sound at the end of the phrase, the sample.
Pause real quick though.
Yep.
Like, I realized I just said nice bass, and like I know that's like everybody's like, oh my gosh, can we get more input than like bass or nice bass? Like sometimes the bass music goes by, which when we have our bass drum guy on with us to talk to him about, like sometimes it goes by so fast that you just like can't articulate like, oh great, run up and down with the lasers and the boogers into the hand to hand into the split paradiddles and blah. It's like you can't even just. So sometimes like just saying like bass, like I recognize what's going on a lot of the time.
And
but
you
like,
did something impressive, even if we can't articulate it in the moment. I mean, I struggle sometimes. In full transparency, I struggle sometimes, like listening to snare drum and quad music, like fully pulling out of the phrase they're playing at 186, like that bar was. So we'll get there. But yes, as Evan said, we have a bass drum person we've already talked to, going to be coming on to kind of break down some of this stuff. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah. That's cool. That like back tapping the cymbals with something on their hand, maybe. Yeah. It's like a texture.
Unique.
The triplet feel.
Another more reserved cymbal moment in the part of the show. Just saying.
That's a creative texture too. Just using it's almost like the way you would treat a triangle with a triangle beater.
Yep.
Nice. The bottom 4/5 split.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the bug. Yeah. Poker face. Poker. You gotta use a poker face. Yeah. The beginning of that nails. It's a little rub at the end. Get it ironed out.
It's early.
Yeah.
The keyboards are going nuts. I can't wait for him to be back in front of them for this.
Yeah, it's been nice so far that we get like
a back
kind
and
of
forth
each rep of each section. Tough entrance.
Oh, those two counts with the silo and the snare 16th notes, the paradiddles.
Turn around. Somebody else was using this piece, I heard today. Or maybe it was yesterday. I can't remember it all running together. A lot of space.
Changing listening environments a lot, turning around like that.
Kind of a revisit of that same motif to the left.
You are two people.
It was just a little less filled
Part of
in.
you burst in to talk about what you saw. It's part of you longing to
Yeah,
tell
Cisco's like, get in there. The same hand rust. Same hand flam drags. The book report.
The whole thing sounded pretty good considering
where he was standing. Yeah,
where he was standing. That all sounded pretty good. I'm sure from the front it sounded pretty damn good.
I love all that flam work. Check, like kind of moving back and forth. I love flams.
Whenever the indoor or outdoor activity throws flam stuff in there, like those dense, choppy, hybrid rudiment-filled flam phrases, they do it for me. There's just something impressive about them that's just not... Because a lot of paradiddle and paradiddle-focused phrases and stuff and triplet roll stuff can kind of run together. And when you really do get that moment of density, it just makes it stand out that much more.
Yeah.
And I'll just say straight up, it's hard. It's just hard, which is why not everybody does it.
I would make a bet, though, that cleaning a single isolated flam from a snare line is easier than cleaning a single isolated double stop.
There's a little more room for error because of what a grace note is, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
To get a perfect pop of a double stop.
And this is not directed at any group, but people in general just don't prep together.
Generally, no. All right, let's keep going.
Anyway, all right, back to your regularly scheduled
Infinity.
program.
Yeah.
Oh, they do have the bird whistles.
Yeah.
I take it back.
Authentic. Well, authentic would be if they had a bird, but
is it? Yeah. What is it?
What if they had a bird on the floor at finals that was making?
Is that against the rules?
That's got to be in the rule book somewhere. No live animals. No live animals.
I bet somebody's pushed that boundary before.
Oh, just a pass around the front with those.
It's very playful.
It's playful, and it is almost bird sound-esque, passing around from keyboard player to keyboard player.
Like you're in the rainforest.
That's cool.
It's like I'm in a Disney movie.
Yeah. I'm at the zoo.
Is he playing with brushes on there?
Maybe.
Yeah. Oh, it's that same bass moment. All right, let's see how the ending. Better.
Yep.
Better.
Yep.
Yeah. Definitely better. I like this. Oh, this reminds me of like. Oh, wait.
Oh, great slow down together.
Oh, the rubato. Yeah, that whole like layering moment. It reminded me of like Phantom 2010, the on-air show. I think that was an on-air show. The year they won there, did all that stuff with the keyboards where it's like it's just like almost like fades out like right to left or left to right. It's cool.
Also, thank you for using Sleep Token in a show.
I love Sleep Token. I wish it was in there longer. If somebody uses Alkaline, I'll be all in.
Great verticality, quad to front, quads to front.
Sorry.
You're good.
I will say this moment in the show, I'll be curious to see if it develops further. It's very bare, I'm sure intentionally, but
just more quad to boards. I gotta back up. There was like
that rhythmic chell.
It was like passed around like 3 different sections. Here we go.
All right.
It went from like board to quad to concert snare to snares. Like, that's cool.
The timpani muffling. Boom, 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 boom.
You are two people, still separated by an ocean of time. Part of you bursting to talk about what you saw. Part of you longing to tell you what it all means.
I'll back up. Just to point out and talk about for a second, giving it that, like, talk about ensemble communication. Front, or like marimbas to quads to concert snare drum to keyboards in the front to snare line, just 16th notes just were seamlessly passed around so many different sections there. So cool.
The timpani crescendo into the snare, into the sound effect patch. Yeah, it's really close for, you know, this was March or February 25th, you know.
Yep. they're going to get the same phrase here in a second. But I think this is for them. There's enough musically from an effects standpoint going on, just cool, intricate stuff, ensemble communication demand. And not to sound cliche, but can they clean it? Is what it's going to come down to. I think the vehicle's cool. I think it's there. They just got to get clean.
That's the indoor game, man. Like, especially in 2025, like to do something that you've never done or to get somewhere you've never been. Like the undeniable nature of what you're doing has to be there. And we've said that about several groups. I mean, if so-and-so wants to win a gold medal, like you're gonna have to be undeniable. If so-and-so wants to break into the top 10, you're gonna have to, so.
Yep. All right, I think they have this one rep here for a minute or two, then we'll close this out for the batter review.
Two people, still separated by an ocean of time. Part of you bursting to talk about what you saw.
All right, let's go. Moose pack. Throw it down.
Yeah, solid.
In the middle of that phrase too, I just kept thinking, man, I'm glad they're using the regular Black Max instead of the suede, just crispier.
Good job by them too at the very end of that snare feature, just to be snare drummer here for a second. Fast, more closed off rhythms into the open. I think it was like a double stroked like triplet or something. It just opened it up really well and held on and placed the notes together and stuff. And no, like I said a few minutes ago, it's the vehicle I think is solid. There's a lot of really cool musical arrangement stuff going on between subsection to subsection. A lot of space, a lot of demand, a lot of difficulty. And it's just going to come down to, for them this year, and again, not to sound cliche, but.
Well, I just, I equate it to sports too. Like if you want to watch a good sports game, like this year's Super Bowl sucked because it was so lopsided. Yeah. You want all the teams to play their best so that, like, obviously as a fan, you're like, man, I just saw a bunch of great stuff. But then, like, somebody's not like, we just didn't play our cleanest. Maybe we would have done better. Like, I want everyone to play. I want them to be their cleanest selves.
Mm-hmm. So. Yeah, if they can get this really clean, they'll be super happy with where they end up in Dayton, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, regardless of the outcome, like, if you're clean and you throw down, like, it doesn't matter. Like,
yeah, at the end of the day. So a lot of cool stuff, a lot of cool interplay. I've seen the show on the floor. It's what you expect from Infinity at this point. You've got nuance, you've got effect, you've got musical arrangement that keeps you interested the whole time. The visual package is always solid. So we'll just see where they can take it.
I'll talk about that more when we do our mid-season podcast. Like,
we're probably mid-March. We'll probably do our mid-season a couple weeks from now, I think. But you got
the 15th we're planning to go. The 15th weekend we're planning to go see a show in person, and then I think we'll probably do it after that, if I had to guess.
I think that is the game plan for now. So stay tuned. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. Comment, like, subscribe, Facebook, Instagram, Patreon, join button on YouTube, h.podcast.com, h.fundamentals, drum every day. Not enough of you are drumming. It'll help. High school, college, drum every day, whether it's Wednesday, Tuesday, Sunday, 11 p.m., 10 a.m., and we'll see everybody in the next one.
Peace.